We're going to talk about Chennedy Carter, but it looks like she's blacklisted. And she will be playing professional basketball during the season, but it won't be for the WNBA.
Is attacking Caitlin Clark really worth sacrificing your entire WNBA career? Chennedy Carter just gave us all the answer. After spending more than 120 days without a single WNBA team showing interest, and with training camp kicking off today, Carter has officially taken a bold step. She's headed to Mexico to continue her career in professional basketball.
Seriously, she needs to do whatever she can to get some help, get her anger under control, where she will not have another incident like the one where she slammed into Caitlin Clark. She's out of the league.
This isn't just about a player switching teams. It's about the leading scorer of the Chicago Sky being completely and publicly dismissed from the league. After making a calculated hit on the WNBA's golden ticket, Caitlin Clark, the Sky didn't even attempt to trade Carter or seek compensation. They just let her walk. Despite her MVP-level performances overseas, no team wanted her. Moves like this don't happen without serious reasons. Let me know in the comments if you think Chennedy deserved this. For now, let's break down what went down, where she's going, and what she's had to say in response. Let's dive in.
Despite the solid fourth season from Carter, an incident with Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark stood out to many. The 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year came in the league, became arguably the most popular player. There, I cleaned it up for you, which may have rubbed some people the wrong way, including Carter.
Picture this, June 1st, 2024. The Chicago Sky face off against the Indiana Fever in what was supposed to be just another regular season game. The match stayed close, eventually ending in a razor-thin 71-70 win for the Fever. But no one could have predicted that this single matchup would become one of the most talked-about moments of the entire WNBA season.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter.
The incident happened just after a basket by the Sky. As players transitioned down the court, there was a brief moment where Carter and Clark passed each other. Nothing out of the ordinary in a fast-paced game. But what followed was anything but normal. Carter, appearing to move as usual, suddenly adjusted her direction. It wasn't subtle. It was intentional. She cut directly into Clark's path and delivered a hip check that sent the rookie flying. And let's not forget Angel Reese, seen on camera immediately after the hit, jumping and clapping from the sideline.
So she was signed to the Chicago Sky with Teresa Weatherspoon, with Angel Reese, with Camila Cardoso, and, the rest of the folks. And then we get to the body check. This was originally ruled an away from the ball foul, but it was obviously a flagrant foul. It really upset a lot of people, which really escalated the issue. And it was really just poor sportsmanship on Kennedy's part.
This wasn't your average basketball collision, nor was it a routine hard foul. It was something else entirely, something that left the entire arena in stunned silence. The live broadcast captured it all, and you could hear the announcer's tone change instantly from play-by-play to confusion and concern. "What was that?" echoed throughout the stands as Clark hit the court. Officials instantly called it a common foul, but even then it was clear the moment needed further review. Referees went to the monitor, and millions on social media would soon be doing the same. Though initially ruled a basic foul, it was officially upgraded to a flagrant the following day, with confirmation that it was non-basketball and potentially harmful.
It's one thing pushing Caitlin Clark, and it's another thing blindsiding her. Like, I don't think there's no justification for that. Like, to be honest, we can be honest here.
What stood out the most wasn't just the foul. It was Clark's reaction. Where many players might have exploded in anger, Clark simply stood up, brushed herself off, and kept playing. No drama, no confrontation, just pure composure from a rookie in a charged situation. This stark difference between Carter's aggression and Clark's maturity only made the story bigger. Instead of talking stats or strategies, fans and analysts began examining Carter's every move in slow motion. Was she targeting Clark because she's a rookie? Was it jealousy? The basketball game faded into the background as speculation took center stage.
Something's got to wake her up, too. You know? I mean, something's got to wake her up and say, man, I could be in the WNBA right now, starting on a team, being their leading scorer. I've got to get my temper and my head under control. I got to figure it out somehow.
What nobody realized in that moment, not Carter, not Clark, not anyone watching, was that this 5-second sequence would fundamentally alter Carter's career trajectory. This wasn't just a bad decision in the heat of competition. It was the beginning of her professional unraveling a single physical play that would start a domino effect, eventually pushing her out of the league entirely.
There's no doubt Chennedy Carter is extremely talented, but she's got to get her head screwed on straight.
The cameras kept rolling as Carter entered the post-game press conference, offering her the perfect chance to reset the narrative. One well-crafted statement could have changed everything, an apology, an explanation, even just acknowledging. What happened might have softened the blow instead, with reporters giving her an open mic to address the elephant. In the room, Carter delivered 7 words that would prove more devastating than any hip check. I ain't answering, no, Caitlin Clark. Questions?
Did she knock Caitlin Clark to the floor? We all saw it, a flagrant foul. And many people, including myself, thought it was borderline assault. It was awful.
Those 7 words ricocheted through basketball circles with remarkable speed. Within hours, sports analysts who might have defended the One-Sea Court incident as just physical basketball found themselves unable to justify Carter's post-game attitude. Her refusal to address the situation turned what could have been a one-day story into a weeks-long examination of her character, and while the hip check had raised eyebrows, this response raised red flags.
And then Kennedy just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that moment between you and Caitlin. What was that play, what was said, and kind of what it led to.
Next question.
Yeah, play before Caitlin. It seemed like she turned to you a little bit.
Yeah.
After
I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
That's enough.
We're good.
She's good.
What makes Carter's response even more damaging is how it contrasted with Clark's own handling of the situation. While Carter dodged responsibility, Clark told reporters, "Basketball's competitive. I get it. Emotions get the best of you. It happened to me too." One player demonstrated maturity and understanding. The other showed a startling lack of accountability that left league executives whispering,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, but I think it's just like, just respond, calm down, let your play do the talking. It is what it is. It's a physical game. Go make the free throw and then execute on offense. And I feel like that's kind of what we did, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. I don't know.
This perception problem quickly spread beyond just angry fans on social media, team executives, and league officials. The very people who make hiring decisions were watching in professional sports. Talent always matters, but it's rarely the only consideration. The question became, not can she play, but is she worth the disruption? Carter's dismissive attitude created internal chemistry issues within the Chicago Sky locker room, with teammates and coaches reportedly reacting negatively to her comments.
And there has not been a peep about anywhere that she could be landing in this free agency. So a lot of people, including myself, are wondering, is she worth the risk now?
The damage wasn't limited to public perception. It created real friction inside her own team. The locker room tension following her comments made an already difficult situation nearly impossible. Basketball remains at its core a team sport. When one player refuses to acknowledge behavior that reflected poorly on the entire organization, it fractures the trust essential to success. And so the Chicago Sky made the ultimate decision of letting her go in free agency without a contract offer. And no other team decided to pick her up. One GM was even anonymously quoted in saying, "We won't touch her even with a 10-FT pole."
I mean, she can score. She can score with the lights out. I mean, she can. She's pure offense, a pure shooting guard, scoring guard, an instant offense. But if you're a team, do you really want her on the team? I wouldn't.
For nearly a year, Carter maintained public silence about the incident until last week, when she apparently felt compelled to explain herself during an interview with controversial podcaster Neon. Her explanation: it was just a light. Tap, yes, the same collision that sent Clark sprawling across the court and earned an immediate flagrant foul call was in Carter's revisionist history barely a love tap between friends.
Can you break down that situation that happened?
Yeah. So, in basketball a little bit, there's things called talking, what you like to call smack or whatever everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Plays before things are said, that's a part of basketball.
Bridgerton, you almost have to admire the commitment to the bit. After watching the replay hundreds of times, most viewers can clearly see Carter changing direction specifically to make contact. But suddenly, it's being described like an accidental brush in Chihuahua. A crowded elevator. This late attempt at damage control raises the question, why break your silence now, months after it could have helped, with an explanation nobody believes?
I think a play before, maybe I was elbowed. Okay, that happens. Think the next play down, maybe something was said, and then maybe there was like a little clip of somebody like yelling in my face. And then we go down the court, then I hit like a little bucket, you feel me? Come down, hit like a little nice little mid-range pull-up. And then I just just give her like a little, like, I'm here. Like, I don't think it was, what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched, and we seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like, I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds, like said, man, I was mad because like we couldn't stop him.
The timing suggests something more calculated. Perhaps seeing her basketball options dwindling, Carter was attempting to rehabilitate her image just enough to keep her career alive. But the half-hearted explanation only reinforced what many already believed: this was someone unwilling to take genuine responsibility for her actions. Interview 16. What makes Carter's situation particularly fascinating is that nobody questions her basketball ability.
So I'm just like, it's like one of those things, like, it happens in basketball. I know people try to say, oh, it's not one of those things.
It's not a personal thing. It's a competitive thing.
It happens in basketball, and like it's just one of those things. But like, yeah, it's kind of what happened. Then it spiraled out of control.
And then the media takes whatever narrative they want to
put out. Do you watch every single game to see if you can find any deflects in my game? And like, it's really nothing that you probably could say too much about. So then you have trolls, and that's why I said they're gonna be around regardless. But yeah, it was just like a nice little like tap, like I'm here, not to like harm you or anything. If you want to push somebody, you're gonna like full force.
5 points per game last season represented a career high on talent. Alone, multiple WNBA teams should have been lining up. With contract offers instead, the combination of that flagrant foul and her subsequent response made her radioactive in league circles.
I mean, that happens, man. Like, it's one of those things. I'm a great player. She's a great player. It looks a certain way. Everybody's going to have their views on it. But my personal view is, I don't have anything against her. She's a great player, and so am I. And I've got buckets all that season. You know what I'm saying? So, just one of those things that, I love it, though. They think I hate it. I love it. I love when it gets riled up and juicy like that.
You feed off of like what people say and shit, and it makes you more motivated.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, I love the hate. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball executives understand that chemistry matters, especially in women's basketball, where team cohesion often determines success signing. Carter wasn't just about adding a talented scorer. It meant potentially introducing disruption. To a carefully balanced locker room, her unwillingness to take responsibility for her actions raised serious questions about how she might respond to coaching criticism or future incidents.
She did. She stopped and went through. Like, oh. Like, that is not... We watched the clip. There is no way that we're letting this happen. Like, saying it was nothing. Like this is not just a tap.
While most fans first learned Carter's name after that infamous hip check, WNBA insiders had been exchanging concerned glances about her for years. The truth is that Carter's professional troubles began long before she ever shared. A court with Caitlin Clark turned the clock back to 2021 when Carter was playing for the Atlanta Dream. Midway through the season, the team suspended her for what they vaguely termed conduct. Detrimental to the team, this wasn't a minor disciplinary action, it was a significant mid-season suspension following an unspecified argument that disrupted team harmony. The Dream's decision to bench one of their talented young players sent ripples through the league, marking Carter as someone with potential chemistry issues.
This is crazy, and this changes everything, because all this time we've been waiting on Chennedy Carter to take responsibility for what she did to Caitlin Clark. It shows me, I ain't even got to watch all this footage right here, but I am going to look at it, but it's showing me right now that she still is not taking responsibility for her actions. She's finna blame this whole situation on Caitlin Clark supposedly talking smack to her.
After her time in Atlanta, Chennedy Carter was traded to the Los Angeles Sparks, but her pattern of off-court issues persisted. Despite her clear scoring ability, reports indicated Carter received reduced playing time due to poor behavior, a polite way of saying her conduct was again a concern. The Sparks coaching staff deliberately chose to limit her minutes, prioritizing team unity over individual offensive talent.
Atlanta Dream did suspend her in the middle of the sophomore season, basically saying she was a detriment to the team and the team culture. So then the Atlanta Dream decided to trade her to the Sparks, the Los Angeles Sparks.
This ongoing pattern, immense talent being eclipsed by temperament, started shaping a troubling narrative around Carter, one that few players can escape. By the time she joined the Chicago Sky, quiet whispers about her attitude had grown into full-blown concerns among league executives. And here's the revealing part. Despite averaging 14.6 points on an impressive 47.3% shooting for her career, teams were hesitant to touch her. One anonymous executive even called her radioactive, a shocking term for someone with such clear scoring prowess. This wasn't just idle chatter. It reflected the consensus among key decision-makers throughout the league.
I mean, good luck. Good luck. I don't know who's going to take her. I don't know what teams are going to take her. No, I don't think she's going to the Indiana Fever. I mean, yeah, bring her in after what happened. I don't think so.
Perhaps the most damning moment came after her breakout 2024 season with the Sky. Despite leading the team in scoring with a career-high 17.5 points per game and appearing in 33 games, her most ever, the team chose not to extend a qualifying offer. Let that sink in. A team willingly allowed their top scorer to walk away without getting anything in return. This wasn't just about basketball, it was a bold declaration about the team's values. The Sky made it clear that Carter's talent wasn't worth the off-court drama, and the rest of the league agreed. Not a single one of the 11 remaining teams offered her a spot as they finalized their 2025 rosters.
During the 2024 WNBA season, guard Chennedy Carter emerged as a key player for the Chicago Sky, leading the team in scoring with 17.5 points per game, a career high. She would still be probably their best pure offensive weapon if she was still on that team. Now, there's a world where Camila Cardoso, and I've said this, will be their best player this year, provided they allow her to ball, or provided Angel Reese gets the hell out of the way, one of the two.
After more than 120 days as a free agent with 0 contract offers, Carter's departure from the WNBA has become official. She has now signed with Adelitas de Chihuahua, a team in Mexico's premier women's basketball league. The announcement was made proudly on Instagram, where the team welcomed Carter and celebrated her career achievements, marking the beginning of a new chapter, far from the WNBA spotlight.
Fast forward to Friday, Carter, who saw her one-year deal with the Sky come to an end, has yet to sign with the WNBA team. With training camp right around the corner, Carter has elected to join a different league as she awaits another shot at the WNBA. Chennedy Carter has taken her talents to the Mexican, and I'm not even trying to pronounce that, the LMBPF. Long story short, it's in Mexico, and it looks like a women's Mexican basketball league, professional basketball league.
Carter won't be making this new journey alone. She'll be joined by guard Victoria Vivians, who spent 6 seasons with the Indiana Fever before a short stint with the Seattle Storm in 2024. For Carter, this is both a fresh opportunity and a significant drop from the prestige and platform of the WNBA. Could she shine in the LNBPF? Without question, her skills are still elite. But the bigger question is whether this is a stepping stone back to the top or the end of her time in elite professional basketball.
She's joining a women's basketball league in Mexico. The WNBA thing looks like a wrap for her for now. And in case you're wondering, she averaged 17.5 points a game last year and literally shot 50% from the field for the Chicago Sky. And she's 26 years old. I get it. I mean, she's got to lay in the bed she made.
The WNBA isn't just leveling up its gameplay. It's redefining its values. As Chennedy Carter exits to Mexico, the message rings loud and clear. Talent alone isn't enough anymore. Carter may have a new team, but it's adios, amigos, to the league she once lit up. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are shaping a new future for 2025, setting records in attendance and viewership. Clark's impact goes well beyond the court. She leads all jersey sales and has helped spike player merchandise revenue by a jaw-dropping 11 times. The contrast couldn't be sharper. As Carter rebuilds in Mexico, the WNBA strengthens its foundation with higher standards and a commitment to professionalism. Let me know in the comments if you think Chennedy earned this fate. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Click the video on your screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.
Welcome to WNBA Top Stories Daily. WNBA highlights and stories. Subscribe and stay in the game.